Hi guys, Farmer Kate here, and we are getting ready to do a round of tube feeding. Now this is something we do several times a day. So we basically go around all of our lambs, we just make sure they're getting enough milk from their mums, or we'll look through our lamb creche and making sure they're all feeding from the wall. And any that are looking a little bit skinny or in need of some extra milk, we go around and put some in their bellies. Now usually I do this by myself, but today I've got Chloe, who's going to be an extra pair of hands, which does make this a lot easier. We are starting with a pen of triplets. Now mums usually can only feed 2 lambs sustainably, but we do try to keep the triplet lambs on their mum for about a week, just so they're having a good amount of colostrum and a good amount of milk from her before they join our pet lamb creche or even be adopted out onto another ewe. So we generally tube all of our triplets several times a day. So if I just get you to hold that, and I'll have a look to see how these look. So I'm going to start with this one here. So what we are looking for is kind of more of an indentation around this belly, just in front of the hips. And you can feel just to see if they've got a full tummy or not. And I do think this one needs a little bit of a top up. So we're going to do that. So it is a case of making sure you get this tube into their stomach. So you're going to kind of push things down. And you can hear like a gurgling, which is the sound of like their stomach making the noises, really. There you go, so we've got a good gurgle, so we'll have one please. Judging how much milk to give is kind of, it's not an exact science, but you do go off like how full the lamb is feeling, how big the lamb is, and how, well done, it's okay, and how quickly this milk will drain into their tummies. We also, especially with lambs still on their mum, you never want to overfill them because they're not going to feel full themselves for a little bit of time. It's kind of like people. So this one may well go for a big feed, and we don't want them getting too full basically. But we don't want to leave them like hungry as well. So yeah, something you got to make sure you get the right amount. I'll admit, it's never the most graceful thing to happen. So it does kind of seem like a little bit intrusive on the lamb, but it is honestly the most stress-free way to get a good amount of milk into them quickly. If we were to go around and try to bottle feed every single lamb we needed to tube, that would A, take up a lot of our time, and it'd B, stress these lambs out quite a bit, because learning a bottle, it's a necessity in a lot of cases, but if they're not going to have to learn it and tubing them only for, say, 2 or 3 days, it's easier to do directly into their tummies. These lambs probably look a really healthy size to a lot of people, so you are really looking about the stomach as well, and you can actually just feel how much milk is in there. And like Rob and Roger and Dave always tell me, if a lamb could do with an extra feed, always give it an extra feed. Now, when a ewe has 3 lambs, I always have to remember which ones I've done and which one is still to do. So you do have to keep track a little bit. And you can tell this one needs a feed. It's smaller than its sibling. And again, we do have some milk in our tummies, but it's not a great amount. So we're just going to help them out a little bit. So the plan is for these 3 lambs here, what we're going to be doing is trying each of them on a bottle, which we have been doing today. In fact, I mean, Chloe's been doing that especially. And this one is drinking the bottle kind of better than the other 2. So this is a candidate for our pet lamb creche. So he's going to be making lots of friends in the very near future. So I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about tube feeding. I mean, when I first saw it being done, I thought it was like quite weird, but then you got to learn like why we do it and just how important it is for our lambs here for them to be reared successfully. So hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you for spending your time watching our videos, and we'll see you later. Bye.